Hello, Darren here, and welcome to today's vlog. Today I wanted to speak of releasing the need to be right. In our lives, we are so often confronted with the ego's need to be proven to be the one who is right in a situation. I'm sure we can all identify this in our personal lives. And we can also identify it on a larger scale within groups in the world, religious groups, political groups. There is often this need to be right and to prove oneself right. But in all reality, there is no such thing as right or wrong. What there is, however, are choices and decisions that are being made. And these choices and decisions have an effect in the world. So what is real is not that something is right or that something is wrong. What is real is that every action has a reaction. And the reaction to someone's actions could be joy, could be happiness, could be anger, could be suffering, could be peace. This framework of understanding is what I believe needs to replace the dualistic concept of something either being right or wrong. If we can move the human consciousness forward and start looking at life through the eyes of cause and effect, what is the human experience, rather than labeling something right or labeling something wrong, we're really propelling our consciousness forward. We're really supporting overcoming our individual egos and the collective ego. It is quite natural for us to have adopted this paradigm of something either being right or wrong. This physical reality is set up with so many dualities: male, female, black, white, good, evil. We're kind of born into this situation where something is either labeled one thing or it's labeled another. But really that is not the truth. The truth is that there is this broad spectrum of experience which cannot be simply defined basically as right or wrong. Well, in fact, people do define it as that, but it really does our experiences an injustice. Because our lives are dynamic, our experiences are dynamic, and right and wrong just doesn't cut it. Like I said before, there's a range of human experience and there's a range of human emotion, from suffering through to joy, from fear through to love, and everything in between. And that is the truth. And none of it is essentially right or wrong. It is what it is. And so what it is us identifying what is the experience that is undertaken as a result of the actions of others and the actions of ourselves, and dropping the terms right and wrong and really understanding just what is the experience, because that is much more important than just throwing away a much deeper experience by labeling it right or wrong. There's so much more to be gained, to be learned. There's so much more growth available when we throw out that concept. And so in our individual lives, we are always faced with the opportunity to decide not to try and be right about something. Because when we can't be right, in all truth we can't be. Everyone has their own individual perspective and experience, and everyone's experience is valid and true for them. The need to be right is a need which is thrown up by the ego. When we feel like we're right, we feel safe, we feel protected, we feel assured in the knowledge we know where we're at in the world. But the thing is, that's not the same experience for everyone. And if we try and impose our idea of right on others, we cause conflict. We cause situations which we don't desire. One of the most important things I've learned in life is that my understanding of the world is not the right understanding. My experience of life is not the same as others, and nor does it have to be. My experience is unique, and so is yours. But neither of our experiences are right or wrong. We may perceive acts of evil in the world and label them as wrong, but they're not wrong. They're just an action which has an effect which may be suffering, which may be conflict, which may be anger. But as soon as we label it wrong, we limit our ability to transform that which it is into something that we prefer. The idea of wrong is the idea of resistance to what is. Completely resisting a situation, labeling it wrong, throwing away the key to that situation and not confronting it and not transforming it. So it's my passion to start seeing people really looking beyond this wall of wrong or this wall of right, and understanding underneath that there's a human experience which is either desired or not desired. And if we can really delve into that and understand that at a greater level, we have the opportunity to transform the experience. And so if we look into our personal lives and we become aware of a need we have to be right, and we become aware that this need is actually creating barriers in our life, creating conflict, we have the ability to step back and just release that need to be right. Because we never will be. We will never be right, and we will never be wrong. And there's this trap that occurs which creates friction in our lives, which creates experiences we do not desire. And so the alternative is to release the need to be right. It's easier said than done, because for some people the need to be right is quite an addiction. And this addiction exists because there's an element of knowing the world and knowing themselves and control in life which comes from the need to be right. Although at the same time it's accompanied with conflict. It's accompanied by a drama. And so it takes a bit of practice to really begin to adopt this stance of releasing the need to be right and allowing everyone to have the experience they're having and acknowledging that it's valid. And I guess the first step is just to become aware within yourself of how you may be insisting on being right in your life. From here, you really can start seeing how that need to be right is an active participant in your life. And from here, you can start to consciously change that. You can start to consciously decide not to be right. Release that need. I don't need to be right. And also remembering that doesn't make you wrong either. Where this leads you is peace. Peace with who you are and what you know and what you believe. Because there is no peace if you require others to believe the same things you believe and to know the same things that you know. To know your truth. So yet again we have another invitation for transformation. And again, this isn't something that happens overnight. It's practice, it's consciousness, it's repetitively raising your conscious awareness about this element of your life, the element of needing to be right or needing to label something wrong. By extension, as individuals, if we all did this in the world, our conflicts would definitely start to subside. Political, religious conflicts would be transformed from a place of understanding beyond the paradigm, the very little ignorant and unconscious and non-expansive idea of right and wrong. From here, there's this beautiful opportunity to broaden our understanding and look deeper into the human experience and acknowledge individuals' experiences as valid, whether they be in suffering or in joy. Life, all life, is valid and true, and each individual's experience is valid and true. And there's this great opportunity for us to respect that. And I think a wonderful place to start, if you feel like that's a journey that you want to step into, is releasing the need to be right in your own life. Thank you for listening. Take care. Until next time, love and blessings. Goodbye.